Right, yeah. I'm having to come onto this to get onto Facebook to just put out some truths about Newcastle City Council, who are disgracefully and underhandedly taking a field away from the residents and the youth here. So, right, I'm Stephen, my wife's Angela, she's not here. She's a coordinator, she's in charge of a group who are fighting the field. We've had the council held up for 2 years. I'll just show you some of our paperwork so you know. Now it's getting made up here. So here's my wife's paperwork, yeah. Lots of paperwork, everything's been done by emails, and as you can imagine, it doesn't look good for Newcastle City Council. So I want to go through a few things here. So we're putting over 1,000 people signed this petition to not have anything built on this field. It's been here for a lot of years and used by all the residents and their families around here, and it's dead, it's drastically needed here. So they're taking no notice now. They're just trying to go ahead and plough ahead, and this is how they do it. So I'm going to go through a few things with this. Right. Sport England, what happened with this field is, this was a playing field, an educational field. And what the council have done is, since 2016, and our 3 Labour councillors knew about this and have never told any residents. Absolutely disgraceful. 3 cardboard cutouts, they're not fit for this ward. So here, Sport England, this is how they do it. Sport England was supposed to be in talks with this field. So what the council have done, 2016, they took the goalposts down, stopped cutting the grass for 5 years to get around the Sport England 5-year playing field rule. And this is how they do it. They've done it more than once, and they'll do it again. Right. Skateboard park. Right, this is a story in itself. Skateboard park over here, fought for a lot of years. A lot of youth in all the different wards used this. And what the council have done is, they said it needed repairs. So they said they had one go at repairing one of the blocks, and it didn't work at a cost of £1,600. Garbage, rubbish. And what they've done is, they decided to take it out. Just so happens on a plan that no one had seen. The council there just so happened to be 2 houses going on that skateboard park. So we know why they pulled it down, for the development. Now they come up with loads of excuses. My wife's got about this much paperwork on that alone. Oh, look me dog. Winnie, hey, stop it. So what they've done is, they've just taken it down. Now these blocks were individual blocks, weren't supposed to be repaired at all. They were individual blocks lifted in and should have been lifted out. Obviously just making it up as they go along, yeah. And this involves a lot of youth. They've now just chased them onto the streets, and they wonder why things go wrong, and there's nothing for them to do. They don't keep fit, they have mental illnesses and all the rest. We brought this up with the council, but hey, they just ignore it. You know why? They're not bothered about residents, existing residents, or the youth in the area. This is to the detriment of the residents and the youth, and they know it is. So yeah. Nick Forbes, what happened was, we got onto the BBC radio last year. Had a bit say. So what the council done was, he jumped on the field, Nick Forbes, and what he did was, he made a statement, and his statement's out there, and he said there would be no development, the plans are on hold, there will be no development or plans go ahead till they've spoken to the residents, because it could be to the detriment of the residents. Well, he come out with that, because we'd been to the BBC. So what happened was, we waited quite a few months. My wife's still putting emails in. And lo and behold, what happened was, Pat Ritchie, Chief Executive Council, this is where it all comes wrong. Chief Executive Council knew about this, brought to our attention to make sure she knew what was going on in our own business, yeah. And what she done was, we waited months, so we basically got strung along by Nick Forbes, telling lies. He's told a lie because they're not honouring it. And what she done was, a day before the consultation, they were putting out a consultation, she gave us an email, the day before, this is a chief exec, yeah? Does that look good to use? Well, it doesn't from our year and all that. Right, Nick Forbes, here's something, I'll just pick this paper up here, 2 seconds. Right, what happened was, I'll just get my paper up here so I remember all the bits. So, what happened was, I was in the field talking to some, engaging with the youth. There's some good youth around here, and telling them about the park. 2 kids, just so happened, well, not kids, two youth, big youth and all, bigger than me. Not that I'm big myself, eh? So what one of them said was, I'm coming to the home here. I says, well look, we're fighting for a park, mate. No, I'm coming to the home here. So they've been told, because they're getting moved from another home down the road, and gonna be moved up here into the school entrance in a car park next to the main road. And what happened was, they were staring at me and my wife, and the previous couple of days before, and I can take, and anybody can speak to this lady as well, I can take you and listen to her if anybody thinks I'm making this up. Her and her friend had to get off the field. They were intimidated by these 2 just constantly staring at them, you know, like they did with us. So, comes home, we just live beside the field. Looks in the field, 2 of them's on the phones, next to me hedge. 15 to 20 kids turn up there. I had to go and drop my son off. When I come back, they were gone. So they'd been up and come past. Somebody had seen them stand there. So the next day they come up again. I'm just coming out my garage. One of them guns, that's the bastard there. Walk past, goes up, they start kicking rails off the skateboard park and stuff. And then they come back down. Me and my wife's in the house, we just happened to look out. And wow, 15 to 20 hoodies standing outside my house for a few minutes, just trying to intimidate, which is staring into my house, absolutely disgraceful. My wife, man, wasn't good for my wife, I can tell you. She's been getting panic attacks through it and stuff. Not good, not good, because these gangs, this is how they operate, they come back, you know what I mean? So, right, where we're at next. So what happened was, this was, my wife wrote to Nick Forbes to explain this to him, about getting panic attacks with him coming outside my houses, not twice. So, this is just a couple of bits of what Nick Forbes put there. I am personally disappointed that, he's talking about my wife here. I am personally disappointed that some people have sought to make political capital over the provision. Political capital, eh? We're not political at all. We're just residents who care. And then he's got further down. In my view, you're not a responsible or compassionate person. To my wife who's having panic attacks and all that with 15 to 20 outside who says he had that outside of his house, I bet he hasn't. So my wife's contacted him on many occasions and he's just went and hid under some rock and he's not answering her, and he needs to answer his comments to my wife and needs to explain them properly. So Forbesy, you little rat, contact my wife and either retract it, apologise to her or back it up. Because it's not going away. I'm going to make sure this goes into the public. You're making Newcastle look terrible. Do you know what? You look a total idiot yourself. I've been outside now and you chat anybody and mention Nick Forbes' name. There's not one person got a good word for him. Not one person. Absolute disgraceful. Hey, as soon as somebody gets him out, the better. What a waste of space. Can't even answer. So he's hiding under some rock now, like as we speak. Not answer. Now Pat Ritchie and the rest of them know this. It's been put to them what he said. Not interested. Just not answer. Not good enough, not good enough. Right, I'm going to go through a couple of points before I finish here. Right, consultation. This is where it all goes wrong. They try to put it over like there's a consultation goes on. It's garbage. What happens is, you've got 28 days. 28 days isn't enough for to go against someone's roof getting done, your garages or anything. There's not enough time. So invariably what happens is they put a few leaflets out, not like the amount to see it. And then they just go ahead and do it, because once it gets to the consultation period, it's over. It's over. You don't get a chance, because what you've got to do is constitute a group, which we had to do ourselves, fully constituted, to get the council actually talk and give us some information. And you don't get time to do this. Luckily we had them held up, and that's how it's gone. So a consultation doesn't work. Two bits of consultation I want to say. Here's an example. Around the corner, just around the corner, just a few hundred yards, build more houses, flats. They've went 3 stories. The crack comes out. Oh well, the builder wasn't sure. He's put an extra story on. Retrospective plan, it's up. There's no 3 stories around here. It looks like a prison cell. They're actually looking into people's bedrooms, and it's honest. You couldn't make it up. So I was down the MPs, me and my wife caught the MP, Catherine McKinnell. Not impressed with her, I can tell you. And when we were talking to her, I mentioned the consultation. She says, well, you wouldn't get a letter because you don't overlook it. She says, it doesn't affect you. I can't say, well, what about the traffic around the corner? Because, yeah, you can't move with traffic. There's 2 junior schools, yeah, and they're choking on fumes. We've brought it up, but they're ignoring it, yeah. Same crack. Not bothered with your kids. Not bothered. And I said to her, well, the traffic affects me. And I says, what about the doctors? Took me over a month to get an appointment. This was before lockdown. And she says, oh well, we had to bring that up down London or something like this. She was just waffling on for me, like, I mean, you know, did not make sure the infrastructure's there first. Everybody's complaining about the doctors, you can't get an appointment. And then when they said you can go down to the walk-in, we'll make an appointment for you. This is in a walk-in, so you can't even get in a walk-in, you know what I mean? Right, yeah, next. Right, computer. So, my wife's a bit of a detective-y kind of buff. So she's interested in this kind of thing. So what happened was, when she gets into stuff like this, it's like a bean up on it. And she's trawled through thousands of documents, yeah, council documents, thousands I'm talking about, yeah. She's put thousands and thousands of hours in, you know. It's all on her shoulders, because she's only one dealing with the letters now, and it's a big, heavy one on her shoulders, eh. So, what she's done is, she spent thousands of hours, and what happened was, she was getting through some documents, and we got the heads up of someone who's been helping her in the know and pointed Angela a certain way. So when she started to check that out, she started to get closer to some other documents you need to look at. And bear in mind, it's all smokes and mirrors. Buried over here, buried over there. It's like the Matrix, a big spider's web, telling you. But she's been through it and tied them up and all this, like. And as she was doing it, some of these key sort of policies she was looking at were getting blocked. So this went on for about 3 weeks, yeah, certain policies getting blocked. So she thinks, well, if they're blocking that, if them are blocking it, then hiding something, yeah. So there was 3 computers where my wife signed into, what she's logged into with her name, 3 computers. And the 3 of them would not let her access these documents. Yet she could go upstairs onto my son's computer and get it straight away. So what she did was, she got on her little tablet or something, a tablet of knowledge or something. And what she's done is, she's checked out and she's getting it on straight away. So what she did was, she then put it, I think it was to her phone or that to there, and then she's put it through the computer, printed it off. The next day, all of that stopped, any blockages on there, so work that, Newt man, eh? Anyway, an inspector come up, right? So, Thornley Road is a development with lots of houses, and it's just not too far from here over this way, because they're building all over, taking all the green spaces. And what they've done is, an inspector come up to pass, sent up by some guy from London. She's on, I believe, nearly £1,000 a day and expenses to pass the DAP, which is a development allocation plan. It supersedes quite a few policies, which ain't good. It's for the council's benefit, not the people there. If you check it out, it was passed not so long ago. So the inspectors come up, passed the DAP as sound there. She's then had to pass Thornley Road development. So she's looked at open space assessments. Lo and behold, our field, West Denton Field, and it's the last playing field, free playing field in West Denton getting taken, yeah. And what she's done is, she's looked at that in the open space assessment, past Thornley Road, and then she said in her notes, these will remain accessible. Obviously, it's been used in an open space assessment, so it's tight for space. A month after that was passed by the inspector, they've moved our field into I think it's property services, my wife knows it. Property services, a month later, then they've got it up for £1 million or whatever they're going to sell it for. Absolutely disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. Now, one of the questions, shut up. One of the main questions my wife, one of the questions my wife's asking, maybe a policeman there. Shut up, Winnie. So, one of the questions my wife's asking is, did the inspector, and we know her name, I'm not going to put her name out here, but we've got all the names. When she's passed Thornley Road development, and she's put, will remain accessible these, did she know that was going to be moved into property services and take the field? Now, not one of them will answer. They're coming back with the same waffle. Now, she wrote down London to try and get this lady, in contact with the lady, to just clarify her comments. They're trying to say them are going to clarify her comments, which they can't, because these are her comments, yeah? So they're trying to just block it somehow, you know? And the garbage they've come up with is, said to me wife, they've said, look, you're going to have to go to Crown Court, get barristers and that, it'll take years to fight, because you're questioning the DAP. Now, she's not questioning the DAP, soundness of the DAP, she's questioning the lady's comments. And we know it should remain accessible, but they're ignoring this. Yeah, so what does that tell you, sir? Couple more bits and I'll be finished, right? Before I forget, there's been money borrowed on this field. What happened? 3 years ago, traffic lights appeared in the middle, made the traffic a lot worse. And a little stump road, a little lead-in road was put in at the same time to catch a development, of course, before any plans were submitted. And basically they've ignored all the talk about it, asked them about that. And does anybody think, and what they said was, just in case the development goes ahead, just in case that's been put in, does anyone think, hand on the heart, that they're going to pay this money back? Or also take them lights back out because they've made it worse for the children? I don't think so. I don't think so. It absolutely disgusts me, man. Right, I'm going to dig the media out here. Anyone who gets papers, I didn't buy papers now, I hardly watch the main telly. I go on the internet and get the basics, because I didn't trust them. And here's what's happened. So my wife's contacted a few media. Now, she's put emails to them that are seriously calling the council out in many ways. Anybody wants to have a look at them and come and have a look, they'd see it straight away. This is serious allegations, so to speak, that's been made here. So she's put it to the BBC, look north. Now, me naively thinking, well, possibly the local news might be interested. Not a bit. They've had it for weeks, been contacted, not even come back with anything. So they're not interested. This is a massive local issue, and I'm calling you the media out here. If any of you've got any backbone and do the right thing, get in touch with us and we'll get it out there and we'll do the right thing for this field and sort this council out at the same time, because they've done it before, they're doing it now to us, they'll be doing it to other people now, and if they haven't done it, they're coming to use next and they'll be doing it to use. We know exactly how this operates now. So it's BBC look north, Radio Newcastle, not looking good, you aren't looking good. Time T's news, local news, think want to be local issues, nah, not interested. So as far as them are, they're not all local news, like for me anyway. I mean, you can make your own mind up. Right, Skateboard Park Labour Council, getting through them idiots. Luckily, we've just refused a Labour councillor to come in here, somebody called Arlene Ainsley, who's gotten our leaflets, who we didn't get because my wife's fighting the field. 2 to 3 lots of Labour leaflets never come here, they just didn't deliver them. We live on this field more or less, you know. That's how disgraceful and underhanded they are. She's come out all sorts of garbage. Well, I'm missing talking to people with the COVID and all this kind of thing. My wife's asked her 4 questions, 4 times. Never even bothered answering them, you know. So look at, these are going to push ahead with this. They're just going to ignore and push ahead. We're trying to get it in the media, which would stop it basically. But I don't know. I'm going to say it. There must be some kind of conflab with them or something, or they're in with establishment or something. I don't know. Work it out yourselves. But why would they not take a local issue up there? Sure. Hey. Right. I'm putting this out to people out there. Mostly I'm going to speak about uni law students. Anybody, a uni law student, can give her any help in any ways or contact with. My wife's a main one, man. I'm just doing a little bit of talking. Yeah, my wife's got it all now. She's the smart one, like I'm telling you. She's went up another level with tackling this stuff. She's doing excellent. Her emails are fantastic. So any law students or anybody out there that can give you any advice and help with this, because we need to get it out there. And we've had an investigation going on about the 3 Labour councillors for a year. They've dragged their feet for a year and then they've come back with a load of, I'm going to say crap. Unfortunately, I do apologise for that if there's any young'uns listening, but it's bull. It's bull. And it needs looking at. And this is what we need to do. We need to get all of this out in public somehow, and we need some advice on that. And we intend to do that because you all need to know what's going on with these idiots and morons down there. Now, there's lots of good people who work for the council who are genuine, caring people, I'm telling you now, and now there is. But these idiots at the top, man, are perpetrating this nonsense down, and it's making them look bad. Bad apples at the top's going to make the barrel look bad, eh? It's going to rot the whole barrel. It's a disgrace. Right, I'm finished for now. I may come back on with something. I'm a bit computer literate, so any typing my wife has the date for us now, this crack. But all of you take care, man, and keep an eye on that council, because they're coming for your grass, your field next, and your open space. They're coming for yours next, man. Take care of your kids, me man, because they're the most precious thing you'll ever have. Take care of them and look for their future, because the kids are the future. Yeah, it's corny and all that, but the kids are the future, and these are ignoring them. They don't care. Ta-ra, that's enough for me.